Good evening, all. Happy holidays, and thank you all for joining us tonight. On this, the inaugural performance for Petty Love Productions, we hope to help you ring in your holidays with a little cheer, some holiday spirit, and the comfort of our family here at Petty Love Productions. So, without further ado, we hope you settle in, grab some cocoa, and enjoy Petty Love Productions, the greatest gift you'll ever receive.
Act 1. The stage is dark. Deck the Halls plays over the sound system. Down the aisle of the theater comes Ralph, a pleasant-looking middle-aged man in a jacket and hat. As he speaks, the music drops in volume, but remains under his voice.
'Tis the holiday season, and Christmas fever is upon us. Windows are garlanded in red and green. Yards are alight with plastic reindeer, and milling crowds of shoppers fill the streets, stores, and malls. I put up my tree last week. Had to assemble it first. Then I threw the artificial Yule log on the propane-augmented fire and began to reminisce about Christmases past. The holidays tend to do that. I found myself remembering another Christmas in another time, another place.
As Ralph starts up the steps to the stage, lights come up to reveal home in Indiana in a winter past. In the kitchen of the cutaway two-story house, Mother, in a red chenille bathrobe, stands at the stove, dishing up bowls of oatmeal. Randy sits at the table, breaking up breakfast rolls and stuffing them into his milk glass.
And there it is, the house on Cleveland Street in Homan, Indiana, where I spent the festering years of my childhood. Yes, sir, Homan, Indiana. Ragged, vacant lots, American Legion halls, and bowling alleys woven together with a compact web of high-tension wires, telephone lines, and sewer pipe. This time every year, the wind would come screaming over frozen Lake Michigan, laying down great drifts of snow. The air would crack and sing, and power lines would creak under caked ice. Christmas was on its way. Lovely, beautiful, glorious Christmas, around which the entire kid year revolved.
Schwartz enters, carrying, rather than wearing, a canvas backpack. Music slowly fades out.
Hey, Schwartz, wait up!
Flick enters at a run, stops.
Flick and Schwartz, my two best friends.
Hey, you started any Christmas shopping yet?
Got most of it finished.
Man, you're done early. What'd you get? Come over here.
To us kids, the most important thing, next to what am I getting for Christmas, was what am I getting my parents for Christmas? The selection of presents was always done with greater secrecy than a State Department spy operation.
I haven't figured out what to get for my mother yet, but for my father...
Helen Weathers and Esther Jane Albury, the same age as Flick and Schwartz, enter from downstage left, talking and giggling. Schwartz clams up.
What? What'd you get? Hey, that's my sore arm.
Schwartz indicates girls. Flick takes the hint. The boys overdo nonchalance. The girls size up the situation, giggle, and move toward their exit downstage right. Once they are gone...
For my father, I got...
Oh, man.
A new flick gun. The sheer creative brilliance of it was staggering. In the land of rolled newspaper and wire fly swatter, the man with a flick gun was king.
Know what I'm gonna get my father?
What?
A rose that squirts.
Wow!
We'd seen all of these magnificent appliances at Pulaski's candy store. Bright red celluloid with a rubber bulb for a pocket use. A gift anyone would treasure.
Flick and Schwartz exit.
Ralphie, come down to breakfast. You'll be late for school.
Light comes up in Ralphie's room. He sits at his desk, writing.
I'm coming!
That's me, up in my room, planning my own Christmas purchases.
I'm serving up the oatmeal.
I hadn't yet settled on my mother's gift. It would be either a perfume atomizer with gold lion's feet or a string of plastic beads the size of walnuts. It wasn't an easy choice.
Here's your oatmeal, Randy. Oh, Randy.
For my kid brother, Randy, I had narrowed it down to a plastic water pistol, a rubber dagger, or a tin Zeppelin with little wheels and a friction motor. You've got to be careful picking out a gift for your kid brother. If you get him something you've always wanted, it could lead to bad blood. I myself was lukewarm on water pistols, rubber daggers, and tin Zeppelins, so whichever one I finally chose was safe. Our hillbilly neighbors, the Bumpuses, had at least 785 smelly hound dogs, and they ignored every other human being on Earth. But my old man, Every time the old man showed his face outside, the bumpus hounds would come after him.
Enter the old man, Ralphie's father, quickly through the front door, still shouting and out of breath. He crosses into the kitchen carrying a handful of envelopes.
Did you see what those lousy hounds did to the hedge? I got the morning mail. Well, most of it, anyway.
Anything for me?
Sure. Here you go. Bill. Oh, Bill!
Very funny. Did you scrape the ice off the new car?
Yeah, the engine's warming up.
Ralphie moves to the door of his room, listens for a moment, crosses to his bed, fishes around underneath, and brings forth a can of Simonize. He sits on the bed to examine it.
For my father, I had recently made the final payment on a family-size can of Simonize. The old man was a dedicated hoodshiner, an Oldsmobile man the way others were Baptists, Methodists, or Catholics. I could hardly wait to see him unwrap the Simonize on Christmas morning, with the red, yellow, and blue tree lights making that magnificent can glow like the deep flush of frankincense and myrrh. One of the old man's favorite proverbs, one he never tired of quoting, was...
Motorists wise, Simonize.
What?
Ad from the store.
Oh.
Bill. Occupant.
Some days it was all I could do to keep myself from spilling the beans and telling him what I'd gotten him, thus destroying the magnificent Christmas morning moment of stunned surprise when he unwrapped that family-sized can of Simonize.
Ralphie puts the can back under the bed, grabs his school books, and heads downstairs.
Do you have money troubles? Could you use a loan? I can't figure this out.
What?
Somehow, they know enough about me to know I have money troubles, but they still call me occupant.
Anything for me?
Like what?
My Little Orphan Annie decoder pin?
I listened religiously to the Little Orphan Annie radio show. Oh, Annie and Sandy were always out chasing pirates or trapping smugglers. Best of all, whenever Annie got into a really tight spot, this friend of hers named Blackbeard would show up and cut the bad guys' heads off. Oh, what a great friend to have.
Sorry, nothing today from Little Orphan Annie.
At the end of each broadcast, the announcer called out a string of numbers. Kids all over the country translated those numbers into the secret message, getting the real truth straight from Orphan Annie. Every day without a decoder pin postponed my spiritual and intellectual growth.
Come eat your oatmeal.
To a kid, the time it takes to get something you would have sent for in the mail is longer than the time it would have taken to build the pyramid single-handed using the number 3 erector set. The one without the motor.
Ralphie sits next to Randy, who has congealed globs of oatmeal on his face, in his hair, and distributed over the tabletop, islands of goo in a sea of spilled milk. His spoon sticks straight up in the oatmeal bowl.
Oh, Randy, don't play with your food. Eat it.
Most mornings, my kid's brother wore more oatmeal than he ate. He was a notoriously picky eater who had been known to go for years without taking on provisions.
Stop that noise. Eat that food or I'll give you something to cry about.
My mother was more subtle. She'd invented a game to get the little runt to eat.
Randy, how does the little piggy go? That's right. That's right. How does the little piggy go? How does the little piggy go? Now show how the piggies eat. Here's a new trough. Go on. Show me. Mommy's little piggy. Good piggy. Eat it all up.
Bill. Neckties by mail. Bill. Ha! Look at this!
What is it?
Another contest. $50,000 giant jackpot puzzle.
The old man was hooked on contests. He entered them all. Match the baby pictures. Find the hidden objects. And sports? The old man knew sports.
What National League team won the World Series in 1907? Easy. Chicago Cubs.
The old man never lost hope. He believed that awards would come to him who was faithful, persevering, and mailed by deadline.
What's the name of the Lone Ranger's nephew's horse? The Lone Ranger's nephew? His horse? Who could
Victor. His name is Victor.
How'd you know that?
Everybody knows that.
The old man turns to look quizzically at Randy, who nods solemnly.
Oh, everybody knows that.
Victor belongs to Dan Reed, the Lone Ranger's nephew. You see, when the Texas Rangers rode into Bryant's Gap, they...
Never mind.
On and on the contests march, all judged for originality, neatness, and aptness of thought. All decisions, of course, were final.
Blue smoke seeps out of a vent in the wall and around the basement door as Mother circles the table.
Where there's smoke, where there's blank, there's fire. Where there's blank, there's fire. Where there's
Smoke!
smoke.
Smoke! Smoke!
I heard you. Where there's smoke. Ha! It's a clinker!
The furnace was always producing something called clinkers, which clogged the vents and filled the house with smoke. Whenever this happened, the old man would rush to the basement with his trusty poker to do battle. The old man fought winter tooth and claw, and there was never a let-up.
Rassa frassa from Bassel frassa, summoning binks!
Little pitchers have big ears.
Ralphie stands, points up toward his room. Mother nods her agreement. Ralphie exits out the back hall. Lights come up in Ralphie's room as grown-up Ralph enters it.
The old man was just warming up his vocabulary. What he lacked in finesse, he more than made up for in sheer ferocity.
The side oven mitt's gone out again. That dog mad clanky Sonny Impinge!
My father was one of the most feared furnace fighters in northern Indiana.
Somebody turned it down again. Who the hallelujah turned this Daniel Bloom furnace down so low? Open up the dog bone damper, will ya?
What?
The damper! Open the ding-blang fuzzle-whizzing damper!
Mother operates a slide switch on the wall near the basement door. Ralphie has entered his room. Ralphie listens intently to the old man swearing, grabs his tablet, and writes frantically.
Now that was a new one. Just one of many in the old man's endless lexicon of curses. Realizing it might come in handy during a ball game or an argument with Schwartz, I made note of it for future use. For myself that Christmas, I wanted only one thing. I found the ad in a magazine called Open Road for Boys. Oh, it was a magnificent thing of balanced copy, superb artwork, and subtly contrived catchphrases. It said, "Boys, at last you can own an official Red Ryder carbine action 200-shot range model air rifle." Oh, and there was a picture of Red Ryder himself clutching the knurled stock of the most beautiful BB gun I'd ever laid eyes on. No self-respecting cowboy would be without one. Hey, partner, this legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle is just like the one Red Ryder uses when he's chasing bad guys. It even has a compass built right into the stock, so you'll never get lost on the trail. And say, there's an official Red Ryder sundial for telling time in the wilderness, too. It's a real straight shooter. You just look down the barrel to the special cloverleaf sight and pull the trigger. You can't miss.
You can't miss.
It's great for shooting targets and varmints. And hey, partner, tell Dad it makes a swell Christmas gift, too. Supplies are limited, though, so we'd better hurry over to your local dealer right now. You don't want to be left out.
I don't want to be left out.
Ralphie tears the ad out of the magazine and exits as lights fade to black in the room. The old man enters from the basement, hanging the poker back on the hook.
I got it lit again.
How about the clinker?
Whip that too.
Have some breakfast.
I'll just have a cup of coffee. The perfect fool is also known as the Texaco Blank Chief.
Fire.
What?
Fire!
Fire!
No! That's your answer. Ed Wynn is the perfect fool, and he's the Texaco Fire Chief.
Oh, right. Sure, I knew that. Everybody knows that. Easy one.
He sits, picks up the contest form, and writes as Mother brings his coffee to the table.
Open Road for Boys was a magazine that sold dreams, fantasies, and incredible adventures. My dream on this particular Christmas was that BB gun. I fantasized adventures wherein I and I alone stood between our tiny huddled family and insensate evil.
Lights in Ralphie's room dim to black. Ralph exits. Fantasy lights in the kitchen come up. Mother, the old man, and Randy are under the table. To be Western musical accompaniment, 3 masked desperados creep in downstage of the house. They carry rubber knives and colorful plastic water pistols. Ralphie enters from the hall, resplendent in a silver-fringed cowboy shirt, chaps, and silver lame Stetson. He carries a genuine Red Ryder BB gun.
We're saved! We're saved! It's Ralphie the Kid come to fight the bad guys!
And he's carrying Old Blue, his legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle.
With a compass
And this thing which tells time.
built right into the stock!
Now don't you folks worry none. I reckon Old Blue and I will make short work here of these polecats. What do you figure we're up against here?
Well, Ralphie the Kid, we sort of figure it's Black Bart and his desperados.
They're packing plastic water pistols and big rubber daggers.
Oh, they are they?
Yes, sir. They come in by air in a tiny Zeppelin with little wheels and a friction motor.
I ain't seen the desperado alive can stand up to me once I get him in the special cloverleaf side of Old Blue. My legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle with a compass and this thing which tells time built right into the stock.
That's what I said.
Reckon I better have a look-see. Oh, no.
It's Ralphie the Kid.
With Old Blue, his legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot.
Carbine action range model air rifle.
With the compass and this thing which tells time.
Built right into the stock.
Vamos, boys. Not even plastic water pistols and big rubber daggers can beat Old Blue. The battle begins. Ralphie cocks and fires repeatedly. Desperados, whooping wildly, shuffle back and forth like 10 shooting gallery targets, changing direction with each metallic hit. The discharges of the air rifle sound more like a Winchester than a BB gun. Each hit is punctuated with a musical sting. Finally, one desperado is hauled back into the flies. Another falls with a scream into the orchestra pit, leaving the third, Black Bart, himself. You win this game, Ralphie the Kid. I'm a-heading for the border, but I'll be back.
Adios, Bart. But I'm warning ya, if you do come back, you'll find yourself a-pushing up daisies on Boot Hill, 'cause these here squatters is under my personal protection.
With a snarl, Black Bart leaps to the top of the garbage can, over the fence, and is gone. We hear a horse whinny and gallop off. Mother, Randy, and the old man crawl out from under the table as Ralphie stands.
And wherever Ralphie the Kid is, you'll always find Old Blue. His legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle with a compass and this thing which tells time built right into the stock.
He holds his rifle aloft. A big musical finish as the old man, Mother, and Randy cheer. They ad-lib, "You saved us!" Immediately, the real-world lights are back up. Randy is playing in his oatmeal. The old man is working on his contest. Ralph enters at the left proscenium as his lights fades up.
No question about it. A Red Ryder air rifle was an absolute necessity. For weeks I'd been scheming to get one, but now Christmas was only weeks away, and I'd yet to implant the idea of that BB gun into my parents' subconscious.
The man of bronze.
Doc Savage.
Doc Savage.
Well, Clark Savage Jr., but his men called him Doc. Do you want to know their names? Ham, Rennie?
No, that's fine, thanks. Doc Savage.
I'd have to be careful. If my kid brother got wind of my scheme, he'd begin wheedling and whining for what I wanted, and nobody would score, since he was too young for heroic weaponry.
Mother crosses to the counter with her basket, touching base with Randy on the way.
How's my little piggy?
Energized, Randy snorts and buries his face in his oatmeal. The old man shudders, puts down his pencil, picks up the newspaper, and hides behind it. Ralphie enters.
Want your oatmeal warmed up?
No, I was letting it cool.
Oh,
Now would be a good time to mention that BB gun. My fevered brain struggled for the right hint. It had to be clear, but subtle.
Schwartz told me he saw a pack of wild bears behind Pulaski's candy store last week.
They looked at me as if I had lobsters crawling out of my ears.
what would you like for Christmas, Ralphie?
Horrified, I heard myself blurt out,
An official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle.
You'll shoot your eye out.
"Oh no, it was the classic Mother BB gun block. You'll shoot your eye out. That deadly phrase used many times before by hundreds of mothers was not surmountable by any means to kiddom. Immediately I went into damage control mode and began rebuilding.
I was just kidding. Even though Flick is getting one.
A lie.
I guess maybe I'd like some Tinker Toys or Lincoln Logs. Something educational. Yeah, that'd be swell.
BB guns are dangerous. You'd shoot your eye out.
The boom had been lowered, and I was under it. I thought I'd better change the subject and draw attention away from my master plan.
Hey, Dad? Bet you can't get what I got you for Christmas.
Let's see. Is it a new furnace?
That's a good one, Dad.
Randy laughs too long and too hard at the old man's bon mot. The old man is again flushed out from behind his newspaper. Randy nearly upends his cereal bowl, and the old man puts down his paper to reach for it.
Oh, be careful there, son. You're likely to upset your oatmeal and make a mess. Never mind.
Are you done, Randy?
Uh-huh.
Well, then, why don't you go wash your hands and get ready for school?
No one could win this contest. These questions are impossible.
Like what?
The voice of Snow White in the...
Adriana Castellati.
The old man is stunned, looking at Mother, who shrugs and continues wiping down the kitchen table.
Castellati.
Time to put your coat on, Ralphie. Don't want to be late for school. I thought you said you'd started the new car.
My parents always referred to each used car as new because to them it was.
What?
The new car. I thought you started it.
I did. She's warming up. Should be toasty by now. She's got a good heater in her.
Like the youngest kid in the family who always wore hand-me-down clothes, the old man always drove hand-me-down cars. It was partially economics and partially the old man's pioneer spirit. Anybody could buy a new car. It took a brave man to buy one with a shady past.
It's not running.
What? Oh, well, I'll be a dog-nabbed cinnamon dish.
He grabs his coat from the back of his chair and exits out the back hall. We hear the Bumpus hounds attack and the old man shouting, "Scram! Go away! Beat it!" Mother is putting the finishing touches on Randy's outdoor ensemble. Randy is lost in a tight, round bundle of protective clothing.
Preparing for school during an Indiana winter was like getting ready for extended deep-sea diving. Long johns, 3 pairs of socks, high tops, overshoes, corduroy knickers, flannel lumberjack shirt, 4 sweaters, fleece-lined leatherette sheepskin coat, gloves, mittens over the gloves, stocking cap, ear flap hat over the stocking cap, and a scarf wound around and around until only the faint glint of 2 eyes peering out of a mound of moving dry goods told you that there was a kid in there somewhere.
Ralphie, hurry! You're going to be late.
Ralphie enters. He is also bundled up, though not as severely as Randy. He puts his notebook on the table, opens it, and draws forth the Red Ryder ad, crosses to the laundry basket, picks up some of the towels, puts the ad in place, and replaces the towel.
The master plan begins.
Ralphie!
I can't put my arms down.
Put them down when you get to school. Ready to go?
Uh-huh.
I gotta go wee-wee. Mother hesitates for a moment, contemplating the disrobing process.
Later, Randy. Come on.
It was time. My mother would throw her shoulder against the door, fighting the wind as it came howling into the living room, raking the rug with icy fur, and then we were launched like astronauts in frigid space, the airlock instantly sealing behind us. Scattered out over the icy wasteland, we leaned into the wind, tiny befurred jots of humanity disguised as quilted bowling balls with feet, toiling painfully over the tundra, waddling under the weight of frost-covered clothing, moving onward, ever onward, to Warren G. handing school.
Randy falls over and is so round and helpless that he can't get up. Help! 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 I fell down! Help! I can't get up!
Don't move. Be right back.
It never entered our minds to stay home from school, not even during blizzards that would have driven lesser creatures in other states to stay inside and dine on their immediate families.
Flick re-enters with Schwartz.
Okay, hold on.
Hold
Be
on.
careful.
Hold on.
Careful.
Winter weather was something we accepted, like oxygen, gravity, and parents. Oh, and bullies.
Farkas's head, topped with a ratty coonskin cap, pops into view.
Every neighborhood had them. The lines were clearly drawn, like a kid caste system. You were either a bully, a toady, or one of the nameless rabble of victims. The bully of legend at home in Indiana was Scut Farkas. Scut Farkas. What a rotten name. What kind of parents would name their kid Scut? Still, I have to admit, the name fit him. He was a wiry, malevolent, snivelly bully. His lips curled cruelly over green teeth, and he had yellow eyes. Oh, so help me God, yellow eyes! Every kid I knew was afraid of Scott Farkle. If he acted friendly toward you, so much as said hi to you, you dared to feel safe and warm inside. But mostly, he just hit you in the mouth.
Farkle moves to Schwartz and Flick, entering their light as they get Randy to his feet. Flick has let go of Randy. Schwartz still has a hold on him, keeping his upright, though slightly off balance. Farkle throws up his arms and howls. Schwartz lets go of Randy and runs off downstage right as Randy falls.
Randy lay there like a slug. It was his only defense. At one time or another, Farkle treated every kid in the class to a good, brisk, tendon-snapping arm twist. He gave us this refresher course on a rotating basis. We figured he kept a list and checked us off in turn, but Flick caught it from Farkle more than any of the rest of us.
Ralphie and Schwartz re-enter to help Randy to his feet. Farkle wrenches Flick's wrist up between his shoulder blades, pushing and twisting. Ralphie, Schwartz, and Randy exit.
Ouch! That's my sore arm. Hey!
Flick's arm was always sore. There was never enough healing time between sessions with Farkle.
Ow, 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 ow.
Fortunately, Flick was left-handed.
Say I'm a dirty little chicken. Say it. Say it.
I'm a dirty little chicken.
What?
I'm a dirty little chicken.
Louder.
I'm a dirty little chicken.
Fly away, chicken.
Flick runs off right. Farkle laughs a nasty laugh and shambles off left as the pool of light fades to black.
See what I mean about Blackbeard? Whoosh, wow, bully problem solved. Huh. Flick had the worst luck of anybody I'd ever known. It was like he'd been cursed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
At recess, a select group of us always gathered around a lamppost in the corner of the playground to discuss the deep philosophers and share information based on the latest research.
All right, then. If you don't believe me, I double dare ya.
The exact exchange and nuance of wording in this phase of the dare ritual is very important.
So you're saying if I put my tongue on this post, it'll stick?
Yeah.
That's dumb. It wouldn't happen.
Then go ahead. Prove I'm wrong.
Go ahead, Flick.
Heck no.
That's 'cause you'd know it'd stick.
Would not.
Would too.
Would not.
All right, then. I double dog dare ya.
This was getting serious. A double dog dare. There was nothing left but a triple dare you, and finally, the coup de grace of all dares, the sinister triple dog dare.
I triple dog dare ya.
Schwartz created a slight breach of etiquette by skipping the triple dare and going right for the throat.
All right, all right.
Do it, Flick.
Go on, smart pants, do it.
Hey, that's my sore arm, okay?
Do it.
Don't rush me.
There was no going back now. Flick's spine stiffened. His lips curled in a defiant sneer. His tongue went into docking mode and he moved towards consummation.
This is nothing. Stuck, I'm stuck.
Oh, jeepers, it really works.
The bell rings to end recess. The children exit, save for Ralphie, Schwartz, and, of course, Flick. Schwartz moves to leave.
Wait, what are we gonna do?
I don't know, the bell rang.
We lived by the bell. It told us when to come in, when to go to recess, when to go home. It was the voice of God and could not be denied.
Ralphie turns to leave.
Wait, come back. Don't leave me, come back.
The bell rang.
Ralphie exits as Flick, in a blinding panic, grunts after him at the top of his lungs. A pool of light comes up upstage right, revealing a teacher's desk. A section of blackboard, trimmed along the top with a chain of red and green construction paper loops. Miss Shields sits behind the desk. Helen stands right and downstage of a child-sized chair next to the desk, reading her book report. Nora does not want to be a doll wife and tells Helmer. He promises to change, but she says that would take a miracle, and she doesn't believe in miracles anymore. At the end, Helmer realizes how empty his house will be. Ibsen was a very good writer, and A Doll's House is a very good book. I enjoyed it very much.
Very good, Helen. That was a fine book report.
Thank you, Miss Shields.
Helen Weathers was a woman ahead of her time. To this day, there are only 3 scientists in the world who understand her 3rd grade science fair project. We boys all respected her. She demonstrated on more than one occasion that she could beat us up.
Helen puts her book report on the desk and exits.
Let's see, who's next? Ralph. Ralph, please read your... Where's Flick?
Uh-oh.
Has anyone seen Flick?
Flick? Flick who?
He was here before recess. Ralph? Ralph, do you know where Flick is? For the last time now, I'm asking, has anyone seen Flick? Yes, Esther Jane? You stay right here.
He sits. She exits. Esther Jane crosses to Ralphie.
Hi, Ralph.
Oh my God!
Ralphie grimaces. Esther Jane looks shocked. Lights come down on classroom.
Flick drew quite a crowd. First Miss Shields, then the principal, the fire department, and 2 police cars. Somebody even called the power company. They all stood around discussing theories. Finally, someone stepped forward, grabbed Flick, and pulled. Freedom has its price.
Now, I know that some of you put Flick up to this. Unfortunately, he refuses to say who. But those who did it know their blame, and I'm sure that the guilt they feel is far worse than any punishment they might receive. Now, whoever you are, don't you feel terrible? Don't you feel remorse for what you've done? Well, that's all I'm going to say. Flick, you're welcome. You may take your seat.
Flick exits, rubbing his arm. Miss Shields moves to the side of her desk and turns to Ralphie. He becomes aware of her stare, turns, looks into her eyes, and quickly looks in the other direction. The lights come down on the classroom, and the wooden fence rolls back into place.
The guilt you feel is far worse than any punishment you might receive. Adults love to say things like that, but kids know the truth. It's always better not to get caught. On Saturday morning, I'd go to Pulaski's candy store with Flick and Schwartz. We were connoisseurs of the Juju Baby, root beer barrel, and licorice pipe, and could take hours making our selections. Then maybe we'd spend some time at the Orpheum, riding the range with Roy, Jean, and Hoppy. Sunday was always family day. In the afternoon, the family'd pile into the Olds, go downtown, and park to watch the people go by, a ritual that never ceased to entertain the old man. Then came Monday, and the cycle began all over again. Tuesday, all the stores in town were now staying open nights, which meant that things were getting serious. Wednesday, the old man was beginning to feel his own kind of holiday anxiety.
I'm home.
In those days, we ate a lot of meatloaf and red cabbage. It was like wandering in the desert. Every once in a while, you'd hit an oasis. Ham on Easter, turkey on Thanksgiving and Christmas. The old man lived for those meals.
How was your day?
Same as always. What's for dinner?
Meatloaf and red cabbage.
Where's Ralph?
Down at the park.
Where's Randy?
Behind the couch.
Ah.
Mhm.
Grocery list? Don't forget the Christmas turkey.
It's a little early. Christmas isn't for 2.5 weeks.
Guess so. Tell you what. Let's just go down the block to the A&P and look at the turkeys. Huh? Huh? What do you say? 10 minutes. Just down the block. Can't hurt. Can't hurt. Huh? Huh?
Well, all right.
Ha!
Can't hurt.
We'll be right back, Randy.
Okay.
Ha ha! Turkey!
The old man was an addict with no fear of kicking the habit. He loved cold turkey. Night falls fast during a northern Indiana winter. It was dark by the time the old man got home from work on Thursday, so we ate a quick dinner, meatloaf and red cabbage, and piled into the Oldsmobile for the annual viewing of downtown Christmas lights. The icy power lines across Homan Avenue were looped with shiny red and green garland. The streetlights sported plastic Santa faces, and the window at Goldblatt's department store was alive with electric trains and robot elves. So many colors, so many toys. Oh, the magic of Christmas.
A Christmas tree lot. Mother and the old man are examining trees.
After driving through the winter wonderland that was downtown Homan, we made our traditional journey to the frozen parking lot next to the Esso station to pick out the tree.
How about this one?
No, see, there's a bare spot there.
Well, yeah, but maybe we can... Ooh, shh, shh, shh. Let me handle this.
Hey, find what you're looking for, folks?
Well, we thought maybe.
Oh, yeah, that there's a good one.
there's a bare spot.
Oh, no, that's just where it was laying when they shipped it.
Yeah, sure.
But it's been standing up since.
Oh, yeah, but it's cold, you see?
Cold.
Oh, froze that way.
Froze.
You get it inside where it's warm, it'll thaw out, the branches will spread, it'll fluff up real good.
Oh, yeah, real good.
I guess. It's not the kind where the needles fall out, is it?
Oh, nah. No, that's them balsams.
Them balsams.
Oh. Well, all right then.
What do I owe you?
Well...
Don't forget now, it's got a bald
Oh,
spot.
yeah, I told you.
Yeah, sure, I know, but still, ought to knock a buck or two off the price.
Ralphie enters.
Where's Randy?
I don't know.
Oh, talking about a little kid all bundled up.
Yes.
Yeah, he crawled in under the office trailer about 20 minutes ago.
As long as we know where he is.
I saw a really good tree over there. It's about 20 feet tall.
We're gonna get this one. Let's go. We got a tree.
You folks have a Merry Christmas now. Oh, and don't forget to get that youngin' out from under there before you go. The old man jammed our new Christmas tree into the trunk where it was held securely in place by a tangled mass of jumper cables, buckets, rusty tools, empty oil cans, burned out flashlights, wire coat hangers, greasy lengths of rope, funnels of all shapes and sizes, and boxes of possessions taken from previous new cars and never integrated into the new car. Then he eased himself into the driver's seat, started the engine.
The engine cranks but does not catch. Another try, another failure. Another try, the engine catches, revs. Engine runs under following dialogue.
And we were off, laughing all the way.
Bang! Ka-thunk! Ka-thunk! A tire has blown. They lurch back and forth.
Kashlamakri! A blowout. The olds hopscotch down the highway, the old man struggling with the tiller.
Stay on the road, you stone-soaking bandit! Summoning bins! Goat dandruff!
The old man's vast catalog of invectives enriched my boyhood. Some receive education at their mother's knee. I acquired vocabulary in my father's olds.
The old man gets the car under control, hauls back on the emergency brake with the appropriate sound effects, and cuts the ignition. The engine continues to turn over, firing raggedly. Then it coughs twice and stops. The old man clenches the steering wheel in silent rage. Then,
Do you think it's a flat?
the old man turns to Mother and gives her a slow burn, withering look. She smiles. He turns away, sighs deeply.
4 minutes. Time me.
Behind the wheel, the old man always imagined himself driving at the Indy 500. Whenever we had a flat, he'd pull into an imaginary pit and have my mother hold a stopwatch. Well, actually, the sweep hand on his Benris, and time his tire changing technique. It was the old man's dream to break 4 minutes, something the experts claimed was impossible. Of course, he could have shaved off precious seconds just by cleaning out the trunk, but the idea never occurred to him.
The old man finally pulls out the jack, lug wrench, and spare tire, jams everything else, including the tree, back in, crosses to the flat, and begins removing the lug nuts.
The old man's spare tires were actually the only thing in the the only tires in the academic sense. They were round. They had once been made of rubber. They had long ago been given extreme unction.
I gotta go, wee-wee.
You should have thought of that before. Ralphie, why don't you go help your father?
Can I?
Yes, just watch for traffic getting out.
It was the first time it had ever been suggested I help my father with anything.
What are you doing here?
Mom said I could help.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sit down here. Then, squat down here. Hold this here. No, not that way. Come on. Hold it like this. See? So I can put the lug nuts in it. 4 of them. There you go. And we got it. There.
The old man reaches for the lug nuts, accidentally catches the edge of the hubcap, and snaps it upward. Ralphie tries to recapture the lug nuts as they sail up into the air.
For one brief moment, I saw all 4 of the lug nuts silhouetted against the lights of the traffic.
Oh, fudge.
Only I didn't say fudge. I said the word, the big one, the F blank 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 word.
What did you say? That's what I thought you said. Get in the car. Go on.
Ralphie climbs into the car as the old man finds a couple of lug nuts quickly and puts on the spare.
Oh, I was dead. What would it be? The guillotine? The chair? The rack? Chinese water torture? Mere child's play compared to what surely awaited me. I climbed into the back seat next to my kid brother. He knew something was wrong. I knew something was wrong. My mother didn't have a clue.
Everything go all right?
Outside the car, the old man puts the flat tire and jack into the trunk.
She'd know soon, and I'd be doomed. I had done something unspeakable. I was untouchable. Rotten to the core, I was never going to make it up the ladder of human virtues. I would be drummed out of human race.
The old man climbs back into the car. Mother holds up the watch.
6 minutes.
Do you know what your son just said?
No, what?
Oh, I'll tell you what he said.
Randy! Ralphie!
We rode home in deep, complete, absolute, and total silence.
I have to go wee-wee.
Almost. Over the steady hum of the engine, I could hear the pitiful keening of my kid brother.
I gotta go wee-wee.
Finally, the old man pulled into a gas station and had the oil checked while my mother took Randy to the bathroom. 2 quarts of recycled Double Eagle and 1 pit stop later, we were back on the road. 5 minutes after that, we were home, where Randy was sent to his room, and I was subjected to punishment and inquisition.
Mother hovers over Ralphie, who sits with a bar of soap in his mouth.
Over the years, I got to be a connoisseur of soap. My personal preference was Lux, but I found Palmolive has a nice piquant after-dinner flavor, heady with just a touch of mellow smoothness. Lifebuoy, on the other hand.
Blech.
Ready to tell me where you heard that word?
Now, I had heard that word at least 10 times a day from the old man. He worked in profanity the way other artists worked in oils or clay. It was his true medium, and he was a master at it. But I chickened out and said the first name that came to mind.
Schwartz!
Oh. I see.
Oh, the moment all kids fear. When parents compare notes and hastily constructed cover stories dissolve. I tried to stop her, but the family-sized life bar of Lifebuoy was too much for me.
Hello, Mrs. Schwartz?
Ugh.
Yes, I'm fine. Mrs. Schwartz, do you know what word Ralphie said this evening? He said... Yes, that. And do you know where he heard it? No, he heard it from your son.
What I do, Ma? Ow! Ow! Ow!
Mrs. Schwartz quacks and shrieks. Schwartz screams and howls. Uncomfortable, Mother hangs up and crosses back to Ralphie. She takes the soap from his mouth and hands him a glass of water, preset on the kitchen table.
All right, that's enough now. Rinse out. Now go on upstairs to bed. No lights and no comic books, you understand? If I see any lights on, I'm coming up there.
3 blocks away, Schwartz was getting his. And for what may have been the first time in his life, he wasn't guilty. You know, there's never been a kid who didn't know, deep in his heart, he'd die a horrible death or be stricken blind before he reached 21. And then they'd be sorry.
What's for dinner tonight?
Meatloaf and red cabbage.
Man, oh man, I love meatloaf and red cabbage.
I'll get it. Why, it's Ralph.
Oh, come on in, Ralph. Where you been?
Ralphie enters wearing a long woolen coat, tightly buttoned down to the front, a fedora and dark sunglasses. He taps out his path with a white cane, crossing to the center of the living room. Hearts and flowers sneaks in under the dialogue.
What is it, Ralph? What happened?
Ralphie, what? He's carrying a cane. Oh no! He can't see! He's blind!
Blind! Ralph, what happened?
No, I can't tell you. It would cause too much pain.
Pain? For who?
For us? Was it something we did?
Oh, Ralph. Ralph, what brought you to this lowly state?
It's our fault, isn't it? Please tell us, Ralph. No matter how it hurts. What did we do?
No, I can't.
Oh, please, Ralph. I must know. What brought you to this?
Tell us, please.
Please, please.
It was
Yes? Ralphie, don't
What
be
is
scared,
it? Just
sweetie.
tell us.
Please.
soap poisoning.
A moment as their horrible crime sinks in, then a heartbreaking sobbing and keening.
How could we do it?
I'll manage to get along somehow.
I told you not to use the life buoy.
I'll never forgive myself.
Thanks, Mom.
I feel so awful.
Over the next few weeks, my remaining senses would wink out one by one as my parents beat their breasts and blamed themselves. The last one remaining would be the sense of smell, and I would write a request in my Big Chief tablet for a bar of scented Lifebuoy, so I might embrace the author of my demise as I drifted away. With my waning strength, I would print a single word: forgiven. Then the number 2 Ticonderoga pencil would fall from my lifeless fingers. The funeral would be attended by presidents, kings, queens, and even Red Ryder himself, who would deliver the eulogy. Oh boy, then they'd be sorry. Friday.
Light comes up on Miss Shields behind her desk.
It's nearly time to go home, so let me give you next week's homework assignment. There will be no book report on Friday. Instead, I want you to turn in a written theme on the following Monday, applying what we've learned in this unit. Margins, spelling, paragraphing, everything.
A theme? A rotten written theme, and right before Christmas? To a kid, theme writing is to torture that ranks right up there with dishwashing, hedge trimming, and room cleaning.
It will count heavily toward your final semester grade. Choose an appropriate subject and limit it properly. Now, what are the 4 purposes of a theme?
To inform,
To
describe, to persuade, to tell a story.
That's right. For this assignment, write a theme to inform or persuade. Your choice. Single page, watch your margins. Since it's the holiday season, this will be your only homework assignment for all of next week. But with 2 weekends and 5 school days, I expect excellent work. Questions? Dismissed.
Know what Roxanne said?
What?
Roxanne said Ralph Parker likes you.
Oh, really? Roxanne said that? Oh, I think he's cute. Don't you think he's cute?
I like older men.
Older?
6th graders.
Oh. Have you picked your subject for your theme?
No. Something about politics, maybe.
Oh, maybe I will too.
Are you Democrat or Republican?
Presbyterian.
They exit, crossing past Ralphie, Flick, and Schwartz, who enter.
You see that, Ralph?
What?
Esther Jane was looking at you.
I thought she was looking at me.
Why would a girl look at you?
Hey, that's my sword.
You still getting a BB gun for Christmas?
No. They think I'd shoot my eye out.
Man, how do they come up with these ideas? You seen the new ad? It's all about cowboys not giving up and how great the Red Ryder BB gun is. There, see? It's a whole story.
Wow.
Farkle, run!
Farkas runs on from downstage left as Flick, Schwartz, and Ralphie run. Farkas pursues. Schwartz and Flick re-enter immediately downstage right, chased by Farkas.
I'm a dirty little chicken, I'm a dirty little chicken, I'm a dirty little chicken!
Ralphie pokes his head on stage. Ralph, in his cowboy hat and bandana, sitting on a log, warming his hands over the campfire.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy.
Come on over and set a spell. Know what this is, partner?
A legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle with a compass and this thing which tells time built right into the stock.
Yes, sir, a real Western saddle gun with a genuine Western carbine ring.
16-inch leather saddle thong knotted to the ring.
So you can tie it to your saddle or hang it on your wall.
Lightning loader plus 200 shots in just 5 seconds.
Carbine style 4-piece and cocking lever.
Red Ryder's picture signature and portraits of his horse Thunder branded right onto the pistol grip stock.
Special adjustable cloverleaf rear sight.
The legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle.
With a compass.
And this thing which tells time.
Built right into the stock. You gonna get this cowboy carbine saddle part?
No. They're afraid I'll shoot my eye out.
So you just gonna give up? Why, I'm plumb ashamed of you, pard. You ever see Red Ryder give up? Or Roy, or Gene, or Hoppy? Or the Lone Ranger? Of course not. Whether you're fighting the Cavendish gang or stopping a runaway stagecoach single-handed, you never give up. That's what being a cowboy is all about. Why, a cowboy never gives up, pard. Even when they've poisoned the water hole, blown up the railroad trestle, and shot your horse, you never give up. No, sir. You just push your hat back, square up your shoulders, look 'em straight in the eye, and say, I'm a cowboy. I love my country, my horse, and my best girl in that order. You can stab me, shoot me full of arrows, or plug me full of holes. I ain't falling down, 'cause I'm tougher than a boot, meaner than a rattlesnake, and stubborner than a mule. I'm still standing. I'm standing tall, standing for what's right, standing for my country, and not standing for nothing. And you know why? It's 'cause I'm a cowboy, and a cowboy never gives up. That's always been my motto, pard. Words live by. Kind of a theme, you might say.
A theme? A theme.
So you just get up, dust yourself off, and climb back on that horse that bucked you off. We got a deal, pard?
Deal.
Ralph! Hey, Ralph! Oh man, Farkle almost got me. I got away through a hole in the fence.
He did get me.
Well, yeah, but at least he didn't get me.
What kind of theme did Miss Shields tell us to write?
A theme is to inform or persuade. Your choice, single page, watch your margins.
It could be about anything, right?
Uh-huh.
Can I have this?
Huh? Yeah, sure. I already read it.
How about you, Flick? Can I have yours?
Okay, it's at home.
Who else gets this?
Junior Kissel does.
And Joshua. Oh, and Albert.
Oh, and Bruner and Simonson. And...
Think we could get them all? And the ones from this last month, too? Right now?
Well, sure, come on.
They run off.
I had a plan. Part 1, collect enough copies of that ad to hit my parents from all directions. Part 2, spend the next 9 days writing a theme about what I wanted for Christmas. A legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle with a compass and this thing which tells time built right into the stock. Miss Shields would read it and join the cause. My parents didn't stand a chance. Come Christmas morning, that BB gun would be mine. Saturday.
They were waiting for me. Probably plotting all day.
Maybe you should have a word with Mr. Bumpus.
He just laughs and spits tobacco juice at me. Oh, what's that?
Dinner for tonight.
What are we having?
Meatloaf and red cabbage.
Where's Ralph?
Up in his room writing a theme.
On Saturday? Where's Randy?
Under the sink.
Well, here's the mail. Most of it, anyway. I had to throw him a Monkey Ward catalog, or I'd never make it across the yard.
Anything good? Ralph is still waiting for that decoder pin.
Bill?
What?
I don't know. Local postmark. Addressed in block letters. Need to plug yourself some varmint saddle parch? Have a look at this legendary official 200-shot. Just a thought.
Put this in the waste basket.
Okay. Mother closes the cabinet door, looks at the old man who feigns innocence. Lights come down on kitchen, up in Ralphie's room where he continues to polish his theme.
A BB gun can be used for many things, besides shooting targets, birds, and squirrels. You can also use a BB gun to. What I Want for Christmas by Ralph Parker.
Where's Ralph?
Upstairs doing homework.
On Sunday? Huh. Where's Randy?
Behind the couch.
Ah.
What are your plans today?
I thought I'd work on the new car. Tune her up, check the oil. Well, better get started.
He turns to open the door. A Red Ryder ad is taped to the back of his jacket. Mother sees it, starts to say something, thinks better of it.
The old man always put in the heaviest oil he could find. His theory was that the heavier the oil, the longer it took to leak out. Of course, the older the oil got, the dirtier it got, and that made it even heavier, so it leaked out even slower. So the old man saw this as a benefit. He believed oil was like wine. It improved with age. Monday, Tuesday.
Lights come up in Ralphie's room where he sits at his desk writing.
A BB gun is a very good thing to have in case of emergency. If tigers escape from the zoo, I could. No.
Wednesday.
The old man sits reading his paper. Mother putters around the sink, and Randy plays in his oatmeal. Mother opens a cupboard door. A Red Ryder ad is tacked to the inside of the door.
What's this? Boys, at last you can own an official Red Ryder.
Oh, maybe you were saving it for something? Maybe there's a recipe on the back.
Mother turns the ad over and looks. No recipe. She shrugs, leans over to throw it into the wastebasket under the sink. The old man turns another page of the paper and folds it back to expose a large, color Red Ryder ad. Randy sees it, loads a glob of oatmeal onto his spoon, and, with his index finger, catapults it to the Red Ryder ad. The old man looks over the top of the paper at Randy, who points. The old man turns the newspaper around, sees the ad, and reads.
Hey, saddle pards, here's the air rifle that won the West. The legendary official Red Ryder 200 shot.
Oh, you have one too. Let me see. Maybe it has recipes.
Thursday.
The pioneers shot squirrels and rabbits and possums to eat, and at my house we could save on groceries if I had. No.
Friday.
The Bumpus hounds bark and bay. Mother sits scraping mud from a pair of boys' galoshes into a grocery sack on the floor. The old man runs in with the mail and stops, leaning against the stove to catch his breath.
Are you all right?
Fine. I'm fine. Out of breath. They got one of my shoes.
Oh, that's too bad. I like those shoes.
Yeah, well, one's not too much good by itself. Say, maybe we could go out for dinner tonight. What do you say?
Oh, I've already started dinner.
What is it? No? Never mind. Where are the boys?
Gone to school already. Any good mail?
Bill. Oh, BB gun ad. BB gun ad. BB gun ad. I wonder how we got on their mailing list. BB gun ad. BB gun ad. Oh, BB gun ad. What's this?
Open it.
I knew it! I knew it! I won! I won!
You what? Won what? What did you win? What?
Congratulations! You have won a major award in our $50,000 Great Heroes from the World of Sports contest. It will arrive by special messenger, delivered to your address. You are a winner. Congratulations! A major award. I won a major award! I won a major award! Come on, let's tell everybody!
He exits quickly. Mother follows.
Word got around. That evening, the old man's cronies came over to sit around the kitchen table, guzzle beer, and tell dirty stories. It was a victory gala of the purest sort. By Saturday afternoon, real estate agents and used car salesmen were calling to offer congratulations. Already the mail contained suggestions for highly rewarding investments in real estate, gold mines, stocks and bonds, and BB guns.
The old man, mother, and Ralphie stand around a large wooden crate. Stenciled on the crate in big letters, Fragile.
That night, just before bedtime, a delivery truck stopped in front of the house to unload a large box. You Parker?
Yeah? Yeah?
Sign here.
What is it?
I don't know.
What's in it? Have any trouble with those dogs out there?
What dogs?
Well, the Bumpus dogs. Thanks. Thanks a lot, really. Really. Thanks. Ralph, get a crowbar and a hammer. And, a Merry Christmas to you. God bless you. God bless you, everyone. Huh. What dogs? What do you suppose it is?
I don't know.
Fragile. See there, must be Italian. Yeah, that's it. Imported all the way from Italy.
I think that's...
Here, quick. Man, that's really nailed down. It's tight. It doesn't want to let go. Really did a good job on this. There could be anything in here.
Maybe they forgot to put anything in. Maybe.
No, it's in here. It's gotta be in here. It's... Oh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, would you look at this? Would you just look at this?
What? What is it?
The old man emerges, holding a life-sized female leg and a black spike heel and mesh stocking. He dives back into the Excelsior. A moment of silence. Then Mother, stunned, repeats herself.
What is it?
It's a leg. Like a statue.
A statue?
Yeah, statue.
Yeah, statue.
Ralphie.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what this is? Would you believe it? It's a lamp. Isn't it great? What a great lamp. Hold it. I know just the place for it. Right in the middle of our front room window. Let's see. The radio with a Christmas tree. This goes to... Ah!
What happened?
I meant to do that. Nothing to worry about. Got it under control. Just a minute. And... there. Oh, look at that. Will you look at that? Isn't that glorious? It's indescribably beautiful. It reminds me of the 4th of July. I've got to see what it looks like from the street.
Do we have to, wouldn't it look better down in the... Oh, dear. Boys, go get ready for bed. Where's Randy?
I don't know.
Move it closer to and more center. Can you hear me? Move the table closer to the window. Yeah. Hi. I see you. Move the table. More. I can't see it. Where are you? No, you're too far to the right. Move it left. Move it left. I mean my left. Okay. Move it. Move it to your right. More. 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 Forward. 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 Stop. Stop right there. That's wonderful.
From the look on her face, it is clear that Mother does not think it is wonderful.
Hey, Parker, what's that?
Mother is alarmed. Someone has spotted this monstrosity. She buries her face in her hands.
That is a major award.
Oh, shucks, I would have never known that. Looks like a lamp.
It is a lamp. I won it. It was a prize in a big contest.
No kidding. Hey, that your wife standing there?
Sure is. She's helping me put my major award on display.
Hi, Mrs. Parker. Congratulations on the major award. Bet she's proud of you.
Oh, sure. Hey, do me a favor, will you? Tell everybody in the neighborhood. Everybody you know. Tell them I'll be in the front window. They can walk by, maybe even drive by and see it.
Sure, you bet. Parker won a major award. It's in his window. Parker won a
Honey!
major award.
Honey!
It's in his window.
Could you move it over just another inch or two so... Hey, shoot! Beat it! Go away! Hey! Hey!
Mother stands for a moment, sighs, moves to the hallway, turns to take one more look, another deep sigh, and she exits. Randy, smoked out by the sound of the Bumpus hounds, which continues under, rises from inside the crate in a flurry of excelsior. Up in Ralphie's room, he is writing. The wastebasket has disappeared under a mountain of crumpled paper.
It took a while to get my rhythm on what I want for Christmas, but by Sunday evening, I had it. I remember to this day the glorious winged phrases and concise imagery.
What I Want for Christmas by Ralph Parker. What I Want for Christmas is a legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle with a compass and distinguished tells time built right into the stock. It is a very good thing to get for Christmas. I don't think Tinker Toys are a very good Christmas present. Lincoln Logs aren't a good present either. The end. P.S. Have a very Merry Christmas, Miss Shields.
A little sucking up couldn't hurt. On Monday, I turned in my theme knowing I was offering up a masterpiece. No doubt Miss Shields in her ecstasy would excuse me from theme writing for the rest of my life. Oh, how I wanted to be a fly on the wall. To witness that historic moment when she first laid eyes on what would be known in future as the ultimate What I Want for Christmas theme.
Fantasy lights come up in the classroom area. Miss Shields, wearing a large, wide-brimmed feathered hat, sits behind her desk, which is covered with high, wobbling piles of themes. Wielding a red pencil the size of a child's leg, she pulls a theme from the top of a pile, wildly marks all over it with the pencil, and moves it to a second pile as she speaks.
Margins, margins, margins. Why don't they listen? Why don't they learn? Oh, semicolon, you dolt, not period. Oh, I can't take this anymore. But I must. It is my duty. One more, just one more. Ralph Parker. Ha! Why this? It's good. It's wonderful. The theme I've been waiting for all my life. It validates my existence. The prose, it sings. Legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle with a compass, and this thing which tells time built right into the stock. Why, this isn't prose. It's poetry, sheer poetry. I am transported. It out-Shakespeares Shakespeare. These are not worthy to be in such close proximity to this masterpiece. Let the word go out past this prologue. The history of theme writing begins here.
She turns and writes on the board, Ralph Parker, A+++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++ adding pluses until she runs out of blackboard. Streamers drop, confetti rains down, and to the sound of children cheering, Ralphie comes into the view from upstage of Miss Shields' desk, climbing unseen steps like Patton mounting like a rampart. He is dressed as Shakespeare and is carrying an ostrich quill pen. He waves triumphantly to the teeming millions as Miss Shields crosses downstage and plants herself below him. Looking upward with hero worship in her eyes, Ralphie stands, hands on his hips, feet wide apart, lord of all he surveys. As the music fades, the lights come down.
At the end of the school day, I drifted home, secure in the knowledge that my plan was progressing. First, the barrage of ads. Second, the addition of Miss Shields to the cause. And the third piece would fall into place that very evening.
Lights come up on living room. Mother and the old man wear coats. She is buttoning Randy's coat. The old man is getting his hat from the coat rack. Christmas music under.
Everybody ready?
Ready?
Where's Ralphie?
He's already in the car.
Not too anxious, is he? Let's go, let's go, let's go!
The old man opens the front door. Randy exits. Mother crosses downstage to the leg lamp, turns it off, crosses back to the door.
Don't want to waste electricity.
Oh no, don't want to waste electricity.
This was the night of the great annual pilgrimage, when the family piled into the Oldsmobile and journeyed to Goldblatt's department store.
The old man re-enters, crosses to the leg lamp, switches it on, then moves back to the door, turns off the other lights, and exits.
At Goldblatt's, we would mix with crowds of Christmas shoppers, parents driving herds of tired and whining kids from floor to floor, department to department, cuffing, spanking, and threatening in order to keep them in the aisles, on the trail and away from hidey holes under counters.
Mother re-enters, turns on the light at the switch, crosses to the leg lamp, turns it off, moves back to the door, turns off the other lights at the wall switch, and exits.
At Goldblatt's, I would complete the master plan, make contact with the final team member seated on a snowy throne under a squadron of plastic angels. The man, the connection, the Godfather himself, Santa Claus. That air rifle would be mine.
Music builds to a triumphant finish as the light fades to black. End of Act 1. The stage is dark. Light comes up downstage left, revealing Ralph.
There were countless theological discussions among the kids in Homan regarding the existence of Santa Claus. But each year, as Christmas drew closer, the atheists among us grew moodier and less sure of themselves, then finally crossed over to join the true believers. If any doubt remained, a trip to Goldblatt's department store would clinch it.
The sounds of recorded Christmas carols, milling crowds, and ringing cash registers fade in as the lights come up to reveal the outskirts of childhood paradise. This is the portal through which children who have been cast down from Santa's throne re-enter the world of mortals. At the bottom of the chute is a fluffy drift of cotton-baiting snow to assure soft landings. The tail end of the evening's line is waiting to meet Santa. Flick stands at the base of the stairs, followed by Esther Jane, Helen, Randy, and, at the end of the line, Ralphie. Helen and Esther Jane nudge each other, stifling giggles and watching Ralphie, who is painfully aware of the attention. Santa is a booming, echoing, giant voice from offstage. Each time he speaks, the lights flash inside the cave entrance, accompanied by muffled rumbling explosions and a gust of wind from the cave that carries with it a modest flight of snow.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Santa! Santa! Randy is excited. All of his attention is fixed on the magical presence at the top of the steps, apparently 20 feet in the air. Schwartz comes shooting down the chute and lands in the nest of cotton baiting. He stands up, giving Ralphie a thumbs up, and exits left. Ralphie smiles broadly and fixes his attention above.
Ho, ho, ho! Who's next?
Santa! Santa! Flick exits up the steps.
Every evening, from Thanksgiving to Christmas Eve, you'd find a long line of nervous, fidgeting, greedy urchins waiting to tell him what they wanted. No question, at Goldblatt's you were connecting with the Santa Claus, live and in person.
Ho, ho, ho! And what's your name, little boy?
In those days, Santa Claus was a big man both spiritually and physically. He had huge, shiny black leather boots and a real thrumming, belt-creaking stomach. No pillows. I mean a real stomach. To us kids, he seemed well over 8 feet tall.
I gotta go wee-wee.
Be quiet. We're gonna go see Santa.
Santa! Santa!
My parents had deposited us at the end of the line and then disappeared into the crowd of shoppers. The line stretched all the way to the Terre Haute, so we spent what seemed like hours creeping closer and closer, until finally we reached the foot of Mount Olympus, only minutes before closing time.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Santa! Santa! Flick comes down the chute and lands in the cotton baiting.
Ouch!
Esther Jane and Helen confer in a flurry, whispering and pointing at Ralphie and glancing up the stairs. Flick exits left, rubbing his sore arm.
Ho, ho, ho! Who's next?
Santa! Santa! Esther Jane and Helen change places, share one more giggle, then Helen climbs upward and out of sight. After a short pause,
Hello, Ralph.
Ralphie's focus remains on Santa, but Esther Jane's attention has an uncomfortable effect on him that he can't quite explain.
Oh, hello, Esther Jane.
What are you here for?
To see Santa?
I'm here to see Santa too.
Ho, ho, ho! And what's your name, little girl?
Santa! Santa!
We're both here for the same reason. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Funny. Yeah. Guess I'm the last one.
It's almost closing time.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Santa! Santa!
I'm asking Santa for a doll. What are you asking for?
A legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle. With a compass and this thing which tells time built right into the stock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you afraid you'll shoot your eye out?
Ralphie is deflated. Helen slides into view, landing on her feet. As she exits, she makes eye contact with Esther Jane. They giggle. Ralphie tries to act casual.
Ho ho ho! Who's next?
Santa! Santa!
I guess that's me.
Guess so.
It was nice talking with you, Ralphie.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Bye.
Esther Jane climbs the steps and is quickly out of sight. Randy pulls on Ralphie's sleeve. I gotta go wee-wee!
Ho ho ho! And what do you want for Christmas, little girl?
Santa! Santa!
Will you be quiet?
Santa!
What's the matter with you anyway?
I gotta go wee-wee!
You'll just have to wait.
Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Santa! Santa! Esther Jane comes down the chute.
Ho ho ho! Who's next?
Santa! Santa!
Go ahead, it's your turn.
Randy climbs the stairs as Esther Jane crosses up to Ralphie.
Bye, Ralphie.
Bye.
Well, bye.
Bye.
Esther Jane crosses left, as if to leave, stops a few steps away, and turns to watch Ralphie. On the PA, a 2-note chime. Then,
Attention shoppers, it's 9 o'clock and time for Goldblatt's to close for the day.
Ralphie reacts, looks upward, checks his watch, tries not to panic. He sees Esther Jane out of the corner of his eye and turns. She exits quickly.
Ho ho ho! And what's your name, little boy?
Ralphie, embarrassed, looks around for a place to hide. He crosses away, remembers why he has come, crosses back.
He's doing it again! Point him! Get rid of him! That's cold! Okay, it's quitting time. What? Oh, okay. One more. Just one more, okay? And then that's it.
Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas! Who's next? Get up here, kid! The store's closing! Sit on the towel! Ho ho ho! What do you want for Christmas, little boy?
My mind had gone blank, dazed in the presence of divine celebrity. I couldn't remember what I wanted. I was blowing it.
How's about a nice football?
Football? Football? What's a football? Without conscious of will of my own, I squeaked out, "Sure, great, football."
Ho ho ho! A football it is! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Santa! Santa!
A football? Oh no, what was I doing? Wake up, stupid, wake up!
Ralphie appears, coming down the chute. He stops himself, squirms around, and climbs back up and out of sight. Ralph traces Ralphie's unseen climb to the heights with a slow arc of his arm.
Fighting gravity, I pulled myself back up, inch by inch, struggling mightily until I finally reached the mountaintop.
I thought I got rid of you, kid. What do you want?
This time I remembered. A legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle with a compass in this thing which tells time built into the stock.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Merry Christmas!
Ralphie comes down the chute and lands next to Randy, who is smiling dimly, off in a world of his own. Ralphie, completely demoralized, struggles up to a sitting position. He maintains it for a moment, and then his attention is quickly focused on the cotton-baiting snow in which he sits. Another moment, his attention shifts quickly to Randy. Ralphie jumps up.
Ew.
Lights come up in the house as Mother enters through the front door, followed by the old man carrying 2 shopping bags.
Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home.
I'll hide these.
This one's yours.
What is it?
Oh, no, you don't. You'll just have to wait for Christmas.
She giggles and exits up the stairs. The old man puts down his shopping bags, takes off his coat, and hangs it on the coat rack. He picks up the shopping bag and exits through the back hallway. Mother comes down the stairs carrying her coat and reaches the foot of the stairs as the old man re-enters from the back hallway. She hands him her coat and he crosses to the coat rack to hang it up just as Ralphie and Randy enter through the front door. Randy moves directly to the old man's chair to sit down.
Oh, don't sit there, Randy. In fact, don't sit anywhere. Why don't you go upstairs and change your,
Go put your pajamas on. It's past bedtime. Did you tell Santa what you wanted for Christmas?
Yeah.
Santa! Santa!
Did he ask if you'd been a good boy all year?
No.
Well, don't worry. Santa knows. He always knows.
Of course. That had to be it. Over a week ago, I had made the fatal mistake of uttering a non-kid word. A major non-kid word. And Santa wasn't going to let it go with just a mouthful of life boy. This was my punishment. Oh, what a disaster. I'd probably get a stocking full of coal. No time to do anything about it now. I'd have to cut my losses and move on. Santa was no longer a major player in my quest for armaments. Now it was all up to my parents. I would have to be a model child, step up in my in-house marketing campaign, and be ready to go into action when Miss Shields' endorsement arrived.
Better go upstairs and get your pajamas on.
Sure, Dad. Anything you say.
Now, don't you argue with...
Tuesday. On the way home from school, I thought about that Red Ryder air rifle and seriously mulled over the possibility of an invasion of raccoons. How would we protect ourselves? What if the circus came to town and all the tigers escaped? What if?
Fantasy light comes up. The air is torn with the scream of a baboon. Kookaburras call to one another in the treetops. Flick, Schwartz, Esther Jane, and Helen enter through a fringe of jungle plants. All are dressed in tropical gear.
Oh, we should have found the trading post by now. I'm afraid we're lost, Esther Jane.
All the other classes got to go to the park or the steel mill on their field trips, but they sent our class to the swamps.
The Indiana swamps are unforgiving.
Where's Miss Shields?
Gator got her, about a mile back.
Oh man.
Indiana gators are unforgiving.
We'll never get out of here alive. We're going to die.
I wouldn't count on that if I was you, little missy.
It's Ralphie Parker, soldier of fortune.
Save us, Ralphie.
Nothing to it, Esther Jane. Thanks to my legendary Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle with a compass and this thing which tells time built right into the stock. Look out!
He cocks and fires. A python drops out of the flies. Schwartz runs to pick it up.
You saved my life. Got him right between the eyes.
Good thing, too. Indiana pythons are unforgiving.
We best get out of here before the rest of the herd shows up.
We can't. We're lost.
We don't even know what time it is.
I always know what time it is, and I'm never lost because my legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle has a compass and distinguished tells time built right into the stock. It's 3:38 and 15 seconds, and north is that way.
Oh, Ralphie, you're my hero.
Come on, I've got to get you out of this swamp before the monsoon season hits.
Indiana monsoons are unforgiving.
I'll have you home before supper.
Hey, that's mine.
This way.
They exit.
No question about it. I had to have that air rifle. It was an absolute necessity.
The lamp fades up in the living room, followed by the rest of the lights. The old man sits reading the evening paper.
Meanwhile, night after night, the soft, sinuous radiation of the old man's major award lit up Cleveland Street, attracting cruising prides of adolescence.
Outside, a car horn sounds, and young voices shout and whoop just as Mother enters down the stairs.
You hear that?
Oh, yes. I hear it. I hear it every night. The neighbors hear it every night, too.
They're congratulating me for winning the award.
Sure they are.
It's a kind of tribute. That must be the 20th time tonight.
23rd.
What's for dinner?
Meatloaf and red cabbage. What's the matter?
Nothing? Nothing?
You love red cabbage.
Oh, yeah, sure. Say, I have an idea. How about after dinner we go to the A&P and pick out our Christmas turkey?
Tonight?
Sure, of course. Tonight. Great weather for it. Make it a family project. Pick out a turkey. A great big turkey.
Picking out the Christmas turkey was a religious ceremony for the old man. His approach to a grocer's freezer case was deeply spiritual, and the selection process was a long one that involved prodding, hefting, and smelling. Sometimes he even put his ear to the frozen bird to listen to its inner rhythms. It was a moving ritual that had been known to evoke tears from those privileged to witness it.
I thought I'd go tomorrow.
Tomorrow? They might be all gone by tomorrow. Besides, don't you want my advice?
On what?
You know, weight, shape, aroma, flavor, tenderness, juiciness, succulence, dreaminess, lusciousness.
I'm home.
Been playing in the park?
Yeah.
How was school today?
Okay.
Oh, this came in the mail for you.
My little orphanage decoder pin.
No running in the house.
So, what do you say? The A&P tonight?
I'll think about it.
Where's Randy?
Under the back steps.
Everything comes to him who waits. After at least 200 years of constant vigil, Annie had come through for me. Oh, that rattle. There are few things more thrilling to a kid than lumpy mail. To this day, I feel a wild surge of exultation when I get an envelope that is thick, fat, and pregnant with mystery. My membership card. Nothing is as important to an American of any age as a membership card with a seal. I know guys with long plastic chains on them. Oh, the longer the chain, the more they feel they belong. My new card said,
Be it known to all and sundry that Mr. Ralph Wesley Parker is hereby appointed a member of the Little Orphan Annie Secret Circle and is entitled to all the honors and benefits accruing thereto. Signed, Little Orphan Annie.
She signed it herself and said I was entitled to honors and benefits already at the age of 9. And I am Mr. Parker. They hardly ever even called the old man that. But the most important thing was the decoder pin. My simulated gold decoder pin with knob. Now the doors would be opened. Now the mysteries would be solved. And now... Oh my gosh, what time was it? 5:27. The show was almost over. It was time for the secret coded message.
Ralphie grabs a pencil and his big chief tablet and exits at a run.
Any other mail?
5 more of those Red Rider ads. I guess it's all part of some new advertising thing.
Ralphie comes racing down the stairs.
No running in the house.
Ralphie turns on the radio and twists the dial.
Okay, fellas and gals, get on your decoder pins. Time for the secret message direct from Little Orphan Annie to the members of the Little Orphan Annie Secret Circle.
Pierre Andre, Little Orphan Annie's announcer, the definitive radio announcer.
Set your pins at B12. All ready?
Ready.
Pencils set.
Set.
As the voice on the radio reads off numbers, Ralphie eagerly writes them down.
Pierre Andre could get more drama out of simple numbers than Orson Welles was able to squeeze out of Shakespeare.
12, 15, 4, 25,
Pierre was
14,
in great voice
2,
tonight.
19,
I could tell tonight's
24,
message was really
21,
important.
25, 6, 11, 22, 4, 19, 24, 15. Okay, kids, over and out. That's tonight's secret message. Listen again tomorrow night when you hear...
Now to decode it in privacy and finally know all the secrets of the ages.
Ralphie grabs his coat and heads for the stairs at a run.
No running in the house.
Okay.
You know, it's really strange.
What?
These stamps, you know, on the BB gun ads, they look, I don't know, used.
Used?
Like somebody cut them off other letters and glued them on.
There was no point in actually mailing my homemade ads. I just slipped them into the box with the other mail.
And this one, it looks like they just cut around it on another envelope. There's another layer of...
Smoke has begun to seep out around the basement door again. Mother sees it and points.
Oh! Oh!
clinker!
He grabs the furnace poker and charges downstairs to do battle. Mother takes a small watering can from the shelf above the stove and moves to the sink. Lights comes up in Ralphie's bedroom as he enters, hangs his coat on a peg near the door, and sits at his desk.
Up in my room, I prepared to decode the wisdom of the ages. Waves of goose pimples rippled up and down my spine as I sat hunched over the Gospel according to Orphan Annie. The first number, 7. I spun the dial on my decoder pin. Aha!
B.
I wrote it down. Next number, 22. Another spin.
E.
B-E. The first word was B. Next number, 13.
S.
It was coming easier now. 19.
U.
15.
R.
S-U-R. Sure, the next word would be sure. I could feel it.
E.
Yes, I was getting it. Finally, I would have the answer. At last, I would know the meaning of life. Be sure to. Be sure to what? What was Annie trying to tell me?
D-R-I-N.
Excitement gripped my gut.
K-O-V-A.
Sweat dripped from the end of my nose. I dared not stop to wipe.
L-T-I.
Wait a minute.
N-E.
Drink Ovaltine. Be sure to drink Ovaltine. The true meaning of life was a crummy chocolate milk commercial?
Ralphie, dinner time.
Crestfallen, Ralphie exits the bedroom.
And so I trudged downstairs to face meatloaf and red cabbage. Sadder, but wiser. Blackbeard had decapitated yet another victim.
We hear a series of small explosions, the old man beating on something with a metal tool, and a continuing stream of pseudo-obscenities.
You grappin', frattin', ho-sickin', fizzle-wuzzin', shkushalamacree, cotton dampers, I'll be a summering bishop! Dog mad, clanky, fribble grippin', muzzler for being and fucking murder fucking!
What happened next was a matter of family controversy for years.
From the dark living room, a crash of glass, the old man is suddenly silent. Now we hear him scrambling up the steps. The basement door bursts open.
What was that? What happened?
He looks around the kitchen, then moves to the living room. Mother stands near the window, holding the watering can. The leg lamp lies in pieces on the floor, along with a houseplant.
What happened? What broke?
I don't know what happened. I was watering my plant and I broke your lamp.
The old man crosses to her and kneels down, cradling the lamp in his arms. Mother reaches tentatively for it.
Don't you touch it! You were always jealous of my lamp.
Jealous of a cheap and tasteless.
Jealous because I won.
That's ridiculous. Jealous? Jealous of what? That is the ugliest lamp I've ever seen in my entire life. I've hated it ever since it came into this house.
Now it was out.
Get the glue.
We're out of glue.
You used up all the glue on purpose.
Ralphie comes down the stairs to the landing. The old man picks up the shards and scraps of his lamp and exits the living room, through the kitchen, out the door to the backyard, bathed in the blue light of evening. There is a full moon now, which adds atmosphere to the old man's melancholy march. Mother and Ralphie exit. The old man trudges past the fence and out of sight. Randy emerges from under the back steps, climbs to the second step, and sits quietly, his attention focused on the drama in the garage.
With as much dignity as he could muster, the old man gathered up the shattered remains of his major award and retreated to his workshop in the garage. There he found an ancient can of iron glue, the kind garage mechanics use for gaskets and repairing exploded locomotives. He spent the next several hours painfully, hopelessly trying to rebuild the net-stockinged life-size symbol of his greatest victory.
From the garage, the sound of the lamp falling apart once again.
Ah! Dog blam it!
But the major award was too far gone. Later that night, he buried it in the alley behind the garage. Now, I couldn't be sure, but I'd swear I heard the sound of taps being played by that night. Gently. Wednesday, the final school day before vacation, and the day of our class Christmas party, complete with cookies, candy, sugar, water punch, and the class gift exchange. I'd drawn Esther Jane's name and bought her a large, amazingly lifelike rubber tarantula. I knew she'd like it. But best of all, as the party ended and we gathered up our loot and put on our coats, Miss Shields passed back our themes.
Light comes up on Miss Shields at her desk. She wears a small, pointed party hat with a thin, elastic chin band. Pinned to her blouse is a Christmas corsage of red and green ribbon, evergreen sprigs, tiny ornaments, and miniature pine cones. On the blackboard, Merry Christmas, in colored chalk. She is passing out themes.
And Helen! Good job, Helen. Until I read your theme, I never really understood the American economic system.
Thank you, Miss Shields.
Esther Jane. Excellent work, Esther Jane. Very nice margins.
Thank you, Miss Shields.
Ralph.
Esther Jane turns, and we see that she wears a rubber spider pinned to the front of her coat. She stops when she hears Ralphie's name announced. He enters in the light briskly, anxious to get his theme back so the 11th hour business of acquiring his air rifle can begin.
Hello, Ralph.
Hello, Esther Jane.
Thank you so much for my lovely present.
Yeah, sure.
She liked it?
Esther Jane.
With a smile at Ralphie, Esther Jane exits. Ralphie watches after her for a moment, uncertain of his own feelings. Then he crosses to Miss Shields, who extends his theme. He gives her a thumbs up. She looks mildly puzzled. Ralphie takes the theme paper straight downstage to the edge of the classroom platform and opens it. His face falls.
C+?
And printed in large red pencil at the bottom.
You'll shoot your eye out.
Ralphie moves off the platform as the classroom light fades quickly to black and the apron light fades up. He moves downstage right center on the apron. Now he is outside, on the road home, facing downstage, dazed, still clutching his theme.
I was stunned, shattered. To this day, I'm not certain how I got outside. But there I stood, gloomily bobbing up and down in a sea of homebound children who were going to get what they wanted for Christmas.
Helen and Esther Jane enter from right, moving left upstage of Ralphie. Helen keeps moving to exit downstage left, but Esther Jane stops for a moment and turns back to Ralphie.
Merry Christmas, Ralphie. Well, bye.
He still does not respond. She exits left. Flick and Schwartz enter from right, carrying their school books.
Ralph! Ralph, hey!
Huh?
What grade you get?
Grade?
On your theme, what grade you get? C+. Same as I got.
Yeah, me too.
What I want for Christmas. Official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle. Thing built into the stock which tells time. Excellent.
Yeah, but aren't you afraid you'll shoot your eye out? Well, that's what my mom always says. Ow! That's my sore arm.
Check out what she wrote at the bottom here.
Yeah, see? That's exactly what my mom always says. Ow!
Hey, let's go to Pulaski's. They got a new bunch of jawbreakers.
Yeah.
Flick and Schwartz move. Turn, see that Ralphie remains in position.
Ralph, you coming?
No. You go ahead.
They pause to consider, but the siren song of new jawbreakers is too much for them, and they exit quickly.
Was there no end to this conspiracy of irrational prejudice against Red Ryder and his peacemaker? And what had happened to Miss Shields, my ally, my co-conspirator? What had she turned into?
A green light comes up on Miss Shields' desk. She stands on top of the desk, dressed as the Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz. On the blackboard in colored chalk, "You'll shoot your eye out."
Wanna play a little ball, Ralphie? How about a nice football?
My mother must have gotten to her. There could be no other explanation.
Mother joins Miss Shields on the desktop. She is dressed as a winged monkey.
You'll shoot your eye out, Ralphie. You'll shoot your eye out.
You'll shoot your eye out.
You'll shoot your eye out. You'll shoot your eye out.
They laugh loud and long. Ralphie gazes once more at the crumpled theme in his hand, then puts it in his pocket.
I stuffed my tattered dreams into my pocket and stared out hopelessly on the bleak years ahead. Years without an official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle. How much was a man supposed to take?
Hey, you, come here.
Ralphie turns, sees Farkle, stays in place, looking mournful. Farkle moves closer.
I said, come here. Hey, listen, jerk. When I tell you come here, you better come here.
In his hand, Farkle holds a large snowball. He reaches across Ralphie with the other hand, twirls him around, wrenches his arm up between his shoulder blades.
How about we wash your face?
He plops the snowball square into Ralphie's face and massages it around as it disintegrates. Ralphie's glasses fall off. Farkle laughs and lets Ralphie go. As Ralphie crosses, Farkle trips him and laughs again. Randy enters and stops, watching in horror. Ralphie rolls over on one elbow, wipes his face, and sniffs.
What are you gonna do? Cry now? Come on, cry, baby. Cry for me. Come on, cry.
He continues to ad-lib under Ralphie's next speech. Cry, I dare you, go on. Ralphie slowly struggles to his feet.
First my parents, then Orphan Annie, then Santa, and finally Miss Shields. One disappointment after another, and each one building inside me. Suddenly, without warning, fuses began to blow. Bang, 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 one after another. There was an explosion in my skull. I reverted to the code of my cave-dwelling ancestors and went completely out of my mind with bloodlust.
With an animal roar, Ralphie charges, Farkle knocking him down. Farkle, in terror, cries for help. Randy wails and runs past them and exits. Flick, Schwartz, Helen, and Esther Jane enter quickly. Esther Jane picks up Ralphie's glasses. Swearing at the top of his lungs, Ralphie pounds away at Farkle, who cries and shouts in fear and terror.
I have since heard of people under extreme duress speaking in strange tongues. I became conscious that a steady torrent of obscenities was pouring out of me, but it felt more like they were coming from someone else, someone outside of me.
Dog man, summon your preach, hallelujah, you Daniel, boot, ding, blind.
Randy enters with Mother. She rushes to Ralphie and tries to pull him away from Farkle.
It was the first time in his life Farkle had ever experienced this. One of his victims actually fought back, totally unprepared. Scut Farkle had folded like a cheap card table.
Ralphie, stop it! Come on, Ralphie! Ralphie, stop that! Let's get out! Double crap! Soberly Ralphie, enough! Ralphie, the business! Ralphie, enough of that! Ralphie!
And as suddenly as it had come upon me, the madness passed.
What? What? Come on. We're going home. Come on.
Mrs. Parker, I didn't teach him those words. It wasn't me. I don't even know most of them.
Helen and Esther Jane exit, following Mother. Randy and Ralphie. Farkle rises, battered and bloody. Schwartz and Flick stand back, expecting trouble. Farkle tries, for a moment, to recover his old bully bravado, but it is a lost cause, and as he wipes his nose on the back of his hand, he sees.
My nose! My nose! Mama! Mama!
Man, that was something. Yeah. Ralphie's gonna get it when he gets home.
Yeah, come on, let's go to Pulaski's. Hey, I thought this was your sorrel.
It was, but it just started feeling better.
They exit.
Scut Farkle never bullied again. His credibility ruined. He drifted slowly into the background of my childhood, finally disappearing altogether. I ran into him years later at a class reunion. He wasn't nearly as big as I'd remembered. He tried to sell me life insurance. As my mother walked me home, I realized I was doomed. I had woven a tapestry of obscenity that hangs over Lake Michigan to this day like a black cloud, and my mother had heard it. I was prepared for another session with Lifeboy, but instead she cleaned me up and sent me to my room to lie down. Worn out by a day full of disappointment and dread, I fell fast asleep.
Lights up on the kitchen, living room, and Ralphie's bedroom. There is a new plant on the plant stand table, which is pushed tight into the window alcove. The kitchen table is set for dinner. The old man sits at his place, reading the paper.
Ralphie, come down to dinner.
Ralphie sits up quickly in bed.
Dinner. That could mean only one thing. The old man was home. That was it. She'd been saving me for him. Now I was really gonna get it.
Mother starts for the kitchen, stops at the couch.
Randy, you back there?
Uh-huh.
What's the matter? What you crying for?
Daddy's gonna kill Ralphie.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is too.
No, he's not. I promise you, Daddy's not going to kill Ralphie. Now come on out. Let's eat dinner. Tell you what, I'll promise you that Daddy won't kill Ralphie if you'll stop crying, okay? 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 Good. Blow. Now go sit up at your place.
Ralphie comes down the stairs, crosses past Mother, his head hanging low. As she starts across to the kitchen, there is a knock at the door. She crosses and opens it. It is Esther Jane.
Mrs. Parker, may I come in?
We're getting ready for dinner, Esther Jane. Maybe you could come back.
It'll just take a minute.
Of course. Come in.
I thought Ralph might need these. He dropped them when they were...
Thank you, Esther Jane. Would you like to speak to him?
No, that's all right. Oh, did you see the spider he gave me? He drew my name for the gift exchange.
It's a very nice spider.
Usually I don't like spiders. Well, I'd better go. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Parker.
Merry Christmas, Esther Jane.
Esther Jane exits. Mother closes the door. She looks at glasses, smiles, puts them into her apron pocket, and crosses into the kitchen. Ralphie, Randy, and the old man sit around the table together. Ralphie is uncomfortable, waiting for his punishment.
Somebody at the door.
One of the children.
What's for dinner? I'm starving.
Meatloaf and red cabbage.
Anything happened today? Where are your glasses? You lose your glasses again?
Oh, Ralphie! I almost forgot to give you back your glasses. You left them over there while you were working on that project.
Project? What kind of project?
Sociology.
I didn't know they studied that in grade school.
Esther Jane told me about it.
Ralphie reacts, looks towards the front door, turns back. The old man eyes them suspiciously, then, appeased, goes back to his paper.
So what else happened today?
Oh, not much. Ralphie got into a little fight.
A fight? What kind of fight?
Oh, you know how boys are. I gave him a talking to. How about if after dinner we go pick out our Christmas turkey?
Great idea. Turkey. Hear that, Ralph? We're gonna get our Christmas turkey tonight. Ha ha! Oh, wait. Where's the big roasting pan? Gotta have the big roasting pan. Oh, where did I, the basement. Remember? Took it down there when I was cleaning the furnace. Gonna need it. Gonna have to scrub it up.
Don't be long. Dinner's ready.
Won't be a minute. Turkey. Ha ha! Turkey!
Mother crosses back to the stove, tousling Ralphie's hair on the way.
It was then I realized that I was not about to be destroyed. From then on, things were different between me and my mother.
Flick and Schwartz sit on a log half buried in a snowbank. They hold a sled between them, vigorously rubbing the runners with waxed paper.
This'll make you go real fast.
What you getting for Christmas?
Gilbert chemistry set.
Yeah?
Yeah. You get lots of jars and some special chemicals and a book that tells you how to make stuff.
What kind of stuff?
Invisible ink, stuff that looks like blood, stink bombs.
Stink bombs?
Yeah, they got about 10 kinds of stink bombs you can make.
Wow.
What are you getting for Christmas?
Lionel train set.
Like the one in Golden Blatt's window?
Even gonna get that little house where that guy pops out too.
Oh, man!
Oh, hey, Ralph! Bet you caught it when your dad got home last night, huh?
Wasn't bad.
What about that BB gun? Are you gonna get it or not?
Guess not.
Gee, Ralph, that's tough.
Sorry, Ralph.
Yeah, well.
Hey, you want to sled with us?
No, you go ahead. Maybe I'll catch up later.
Come on, Flick.
They exit. Ralphie sits on the log. Esther Jane enters, carrying ice skates.
Hello, Ralph.
Oh, hello.
May I sit here?
Sure. Thanks for, bringing my glasses over.
You're welcome. I just didn't want you to get in trouble. Here's a Christmas card I got you. I got it myself. It's not from my parents. I bought it with my allowance. Goodbye.
She exits quickly. Ralphie watches after her, confused. He contemplates the card for a moment, then opens it. Ralph enters upstage of Ralphie as he reads it.
It was an expensive Christmas card. Esther Jane had spent more than a week's allowance on it. It was all flowers and doilies and bad poetry. Just the sort of card I'd never cared for. But for some reason, I didn't mind this one so much. I even kind of liked it. Now, in our house, we always opened one present on Christmas Eve. Other less fortunate people, I had heard, waited until Christmas morning before they were allowed to open anything. I always thought of our family as more civilized. Those great heaps of tissuey, crinkly, sparkly, enigmatic packages were a terrible temptation, half hidden among the folds of a white bedsheet snowbank under the tree. That one open present on Christmas Eve helped relieve the pressure.
The old man is on a stepladder, leaning dangerously off balance, playing with a string of lights on the tree. Mother stands nearby. Randy plays with a dump truck. There are 2 empty Christmas boxes on the floor. The old man loses his balance and falls into the tree.
Oops. Oh, it's okay. I'm okay. Plug it in.
It is.
The green string is out.
No, the green is on. It's the blue that's out.
Don't tell me what color it is. I'm not colorblind.
I'm not colorblind either.
He unscrews a light bulb, pulls another from his pocket, licks the end, and screws it into the empty socket. A string of blue lights comes to life.
There, see, I told you it was green. It's just a fuse. Don't anybody move. Hold it right there.
The old man was an expert fuse replacer. There weren't enough circuits in the house, so he got lots of practice. He bought fuses by the gross.
The old man re-enters from the hallway.
Ha!
My, isn't that pretty?
No. See there? The star is crooked.
That star's perfectly straight. Be careful! Look out!
It's all right. I am. Just let me get it. See? Perfect.
The only flaw in the Christmas Eve present opening tradition was that my parents got to select the present to be opened. In my case, it was nearly always the one Aunt Clara sent me.
Ralphie, come down and show everybody what Aunt Clara got you.
I don't wanna.
Aunt Clara had for years labored under the delusion that I was not only perpetually 4 years old, but also a girl named Ralph.
We're waiting.
Mom.
Right now, Ralph.
All right.
Ralphie enters on the landing. He wears a fuzzy pink bunny suit, complete with cowl, ears, and slipper feet with bunny faces.
Ha!
Abandoning his truck, Randy mounts the couch, crawling to the end for a better look.
Oh, come down here so I can see you better.
Ralphie comes down the steps.
I took a quick sidelong glance at the window, hoping Flick and Schwartz wouldn't suddenly turn up on the front porch.
Pajamas. Oh, isn't that cute? That is the most precious thing I've ever seen in my life.
You look like a deranged Easter bunny.
Randy begins laughing.
He does not. Randy, you stop that.
He does too. He looks like a pink nightmare.
Randy, be quiet.
Are you happy wearing that? There, you see?
Well, all right, you don't have to wear it then. You'll only wear it when Aunt Clara visits.
Unless it gets stolen when it's out on the clothesline.
People don't steal things off of clotheslines.
It could happen.
Oh, goodness, look at the time. I hope Santa doesn't have to pass up this house just because some boys aren't in bed when he comes by.
Ralphie and Randy exchange panicked looks.
Yeah, I thought I heard Santa's sleigh bells a little while ago over on the other side of the street. Come on, Come on the double. Okay, let's get him.
At dawn on Christmas morning, we raced downstairs, quivering with desire and unbridled avarice. Santa had come. We got clothes and even new galoshes, but there were enough toys and junk to make up for the practical stuff. Of course, all good things must come to an end. And finally, there were no more packages under the tree, only paper and empty boxes. In the excitement, I had forgotten about the legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle. But now I remembered, and I mourned. Still, I had scored heavily with Randy Zeppelin and my mother's perfume atomizer. I made the old man wait to open his gift from me last.
Christmas music plays at a low level on the radio. The floor is strewn with toys, clothes, wrapping paper, and ribbons. A blue bowling ball rests at the old man's feet. Randy lies under the tree, fast asleep, in pajamas and new rubber galoshes, cradling a 2-foot-long silver Zeppelin in his arms. Ralphie sits on the couch between Mother and the old man. All three are dressed in robes and pajamas. Ralphie wears his galoshes. The old man unwraps his last gift and holds it aloft. It is...
A can of Simonize.
You like it?
Of course. Motorist wise.
Simonize. You like what I got you, sweetheart?
What you got me?
The
Blue ball.
bowling ball.
Bowling ball, right. The bright blue bowling ball.
That way you'll be able to tell yours from everybody else's.
Yes. Right, yeah. Sure. Thank you, darling.
You like it?
Yes. Oh, yes. Very much. Very much. Blue ball.
What?
Have a nice Christmas, son?
Pretty nice, I guess.
Did you get everything you wanted?
Well, almost.
Almost, eh? Well, that's life. There's always next Christmas. Huh. Say, what's that over there behind the table?
Where?
Behind the table. Over by the window? Why don't you go over there and see? Come on.
Ralphie crosses to the plant stand table. The old man and mother rise and stand together.
What did we put over there, sweetheart?
Santa probably put something there. Whoa, looky there!
The old man chuckles happily. He and mother move closer to Ralphie, who looks awed and hopeful. Mother looks glazed, an automatic smile on her lips, mild panic in her eyes.
Go ahead. Open it!
Ralphie strips off the wrapping paper. The box bears a picture of Red Ryder. He gasps and tears out the box. The old man seems as entranced and happy as Ralphie.
Did you? I thought...
Hurry up!
Ralphie gets the box open, and there it is. The legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle. On the radio, the Hallelujah chorus is suddenly louder. Mother, momentarily distracted, crosses to the radio and turns it down. Ralph enters on the landing.
Oh, it was beautiful. My own legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle. And there they were. A compass in this thing which tells time built right into the stock. I could hardly wait to try it out.
Now, there should be a tube or two of BBs in there. You know how to load it?
Uh-huh.
Well, go ahead.
The magnificent weapon came equipped with 2 heavy tubes of beautiful Copper-Tech BBs, gleaming gold and as hard as diamonds. Covered with a thin film of oil, they shushed into the magazine, adding weight and a feeling of danger to Red Ryder's favorite peacemaker.
Close her up!
Can I try it, Mom? Can I?
Okay, but outside. I still say those things are dangerous. No, put your coat on. It's cold outside. What if he hurts himself?
He won't hurt himself. I had one when I was 8 years old. Even younger than Ralphie.
Mother and the old man follow Ralphie into the kitchen. Ralphie goes out the back door to the yard, leaving the door open. The screen slams behind him.
Don't shoot any birds or animals.
Except the Blumpus hounds.
Ralphie tears one of the official Red Ryder targets out of the pad and looks around for a place to tack it up.
Be careful, Ralphie. Oh, the turkey.
What about the turkey? What's wrong with it?
Ralphie fastens a paper targets to one of the garbage cans and moves away. Mother opens the oven door, pulls 2 oven mitts from a drawer, and puts them on.
Nothing's wrong with it. It's time to baste it again. Then I'll put it back in for another hour. You leave it alone now. It's not all cooked yet. I said you leave that turkey alone. It's got another hour to cook. You'll give yourself worms.
It's not raw, it's mostly cooked.
Wait until it's all cooked.
The old man exits.
Don't ever shoot at other kids, partner. Red Ryder never shoots at anybody but bad guys, like Black Bart. And Red Ryder never shoots to wound or kill. He only shoots bad guys' guns out of their hands.
Okay, Black Bart. Now you get yours.
He sights down the barrel and pulls the trigger. Splang! The BB hits the garbage can and ricochets the garbage can. Tick! It ricochets again. Ralphie's head snaps back. His glasses fly off and he falls into the snow, hurling his rifle away.
Oh my God! I shot my eye out!
Ralphie, be careful out there. Don't shoot your eye out.
She hadn't seen. She didn't know. My eye was all right. The BB must have hit my glasses. My glasses! Oh no. Where were they? Few things brought such swift and terrible retribution as a kid as a pair of busted glasses. Be careful. You can't see without those glasses. You might accidentally... Oh no.
Oh, no.
Just what I was afraid of. They're pulverized.
Oh, no.
For a moment I thought, I'll fake it. They'll never know the lens is gone.
Oh, no.
I knew that wouldn't work. Rapidly, my mind evolved a spectacular plot. Let's see. An icicle. Yeah, an icicle falls off the garage and hits me in the eye. It would work. It had to work. Quickly, I whipped up some tears.
Ralphie lowers his head and squirms a bit, then lets out with a wail. Mother reacts immediately as the lights in the kitchen comes up full.
Ralphie? Ralphie! What's the matter, honey? What happened?
There was this icicle, and it fell off the garage, and it hit me in the eye, and
Oh! Don't stand out here in the cold. Come on. Sit here.
It was an icicle.
Icicles
The
can be
biggest one I've
dangerous.
ever
Just let
seen.
me
It was
see.
just so high above the garage,
Let's clean
I
it up.
didn't
See
see it
how
until
bad
it
it
was too
is.
late.
It
I
doesn't
tried
look
to get
bad
out
at
of the
all.
way when
Like,
it
no,
fell.
it's hardly more than a
It hurt me.
scratch.
I tried
I'll
to
bet your
see
air
my
rifle
glasses,
deflected it
but
so
it
you
was
weren't
too
hurt as bad as you
late.
might have been. Why, sure. There, see? It's just a little bump. Here now. You just hold this wet towel on it.
It hit my cheek, and it broke my glasses. I tried to get out of the way.
You're lucky it didn't cut your eye. Those icicles been known to kill people.
I tried to get out of the way.
Of course you did. Here, put some ice cubes in here.
What about my glasses?
You can wear your old ones with the broken earpiece until we can call the doctor and get some new ones.
I had pulled it off.
As Mother comes back, Ralphie goes back into whimper mode.
Let's go get you dressed.
I left my gun outside.
Well, when you're dressed, you can go outside and get it.
Life is like that. Sometimes at the height of our reveries, when our joy is at its zenith, when all is right with the world, the most unthinkable disasters descend upon us. Like now.
The old man reading his paper in the living room. He lowers the paper. For a moment, he is still. Another crash, and the back screen door slams. Slowly, it dawns on him that these noises are out of the ordinary. Suddenly, he knows.
Bumpus hounds. Turkey! Turkey!
He rushes into the kitchen. The table is upended. Chairs are scattered. The turkey pan is upside down on the floor. The screen door hangs on one hinge, and we hear, in the distance, dogs fighting over some prize.
The Bumpus hounds had struck. They'd been in and out in seconds and had taken the old man's precious turkey with them.
Bumpuses! You songs of business! You frap-jabbling, wang-doodling bumpuses!
Mother, Ralphie, and Randy come rushing into the kitchen. Mother begins crying, her face in her hands. The boys are thunderstruck.
The turkey! The Bumpus hounds got the turkey! Here, you hounds of hell! Take the pan too! Why don't you take the sweet potatoes too? And the rolls! Where's the cream creamed corn. Give me the pie. Let's throw it all over there. How about
The heavenly aroma still hung heavy in the house, but the turkey was gone. No turkey. No turkey sandwiches, turkey salad, turkey gravy, turkey hash, turkey a la king. No gallons of turkey soup. It was gone. All gone.
All right. Everybody get dressed and get your coats. We're eating at the chop suey joint for Christmas dinner.
That Christmas, Peking duck stood in for turkey, and even if there weren't any duck sandwiches, duck salad, duck gravy, duck hash, duck a la king, or duck soup, it was a good Christmas because we had love, we had each other, and in the final accounting, that's what it's all about after all. As we left the chop suey joint that night, snow began to fall. The temperature had dropped 30 degrees, and the brittle, crackling air was still and clean.
Somewhere in the house, a clock chimes. Silent Night plays on the radio, its dial glowing in the darkness. A dim light comes on up the stairs, and Mother comes down to the landing, then crosses to the door and checks to make sure it is locked. She crosses to the tree.
What are you doing?
Oh, I didn't know you were there. I was going to turn off the tree lights. Get ready for bed.
Come over here. Look.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You know, that lamp.
I'm sorry I broke it.
Well, it was really pretty jazzy. A little too much for this room.
I thought it was pretty.
Nah, too pink. We should get some kind of, I don't know, brass lamp in here.
Maybe you're right. You're always right.
You have a good Christmas?
Mm-hmm. You?
Mm-hmm. Especially the duck.
Oh, you.
Ralphie lies in his bed, cradling his legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle against his cheek. Ralph stands in the middle of the bedroom.
Safe and snug in my warm bed, I could hear the falling snow brushing softly against the window. Next to me lay my oiled blue steel beauty, my legendary official Red Ryder 200-shot carbine action range range model air rifle with a compass and this thing which tells time built right into the stock. The greatest Christmas gift I had ever received, or ever would receive. Gradually, I drifted off and slept the sleep of the just and the fulfilled, dreaming of pranging ducks on the wing and getting off spectacular hip shots. I wonder whether Red Ryder is still dispensing retribution and frontier justice as of old. You know, considering the number of kids I see with broken glasses, I suspect he is. Merry Christmas.
Ralph exits the bedroom as the music swells with full instrumentation and the light in the bedroom fades to black, leaving a spot on Ralphie, asleep. It remains for a moment, then it, too, fades slowly to black. The end.
Give him a wave, give him a wave. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Tonight would not have been possible without our amazing tech staff, Dan Toth, Allie Polan-Clarke, Pat Napurano, and Nick Walsh, our amazing cast of actors behind me, and most importantly, all of you watching. If you enjoyed tonight, check us out on any social media at Petty Love Productions or our website, which is linked at pettyloveproductions.org. We have big plans for the new year, and hopefully you'll join us on that journey. Until then, happy holidays, a Merry Christmas to all.